Hello my friend and welcome back to another replay cast. Today we've got a very rare game. Diamond in the rough here. Both these players not super active on the ladder, so it's pretty unlikely that they would end up playing against each other, but I managed to spot this game and I'm really looking forward to checking it out. We've got Rain versus JAEDONG here. And yeah, like I said, they're not crazy active on the ladder. You know, Rain mostly trains, you know, with a few practice partners for ASL specifically. And he's not very active in any other tournaments. He's mostly a streamer now, doing a lot of variety. And then JAEDONG, he goes in and out of practice. I think he's semi-serious about maybe getting an ASL win one day, but it seems like he's not at the level where he used to be, say, in OSL times. You know, that kind of happens. It does make sense. You know, he's been a legend for so long. He's had so many titles over the years, and I'm sure he can still make money from streaming. People will tune in for nostalgia's sake because they are a big fan of him and that type of thing. But he's not like super serious about winning as he was back in the day when he was still young and hungry. So we have him here playing some ladder games, training up, and he's managed to hit Rain on ladder. So we'll see how he does here against the #1 Protoss player, arguably the #1 Protoss player in the world. Rain gonna throw down his Nexus before his cannon. Does have a good understanding of how far along this pool is here in the main base. One drone was a bit badly damaged there at the natural, but he did manage to put some hit point damage onto this probe. So that's got to be evacuated for now. And it is going to be a little easier to catch in the upcoming moments here. He tries to get it with the moving shot, but pretty good avoidance technique there by Rain, keeping his probe alive and active on the map. And a couple links gonna head across. He really does want to find out, you know, what's coming here. Is there gonna be a zealot? Is it a gateway? He's gonna see that a cannon is done now, and yeah, it does keep that ling alive as well. Oh, I actually have to sneeze right now, guys. You know that feeling when you know that there's a sneeze coming, but you don't know when? And there it is. All right. Third base. All set up here on lock comp. Not going for what we've seen a lot of players do, which is take this back base here as your third. I like this better. I think I mentioned this in a previous cast. I like the third base here a lot better because, you know, you just put your hatchery here. This is way more standard. You know, you can set up a little wall here, put your buildings over on that side, and you know, if you need to put a sunken, it's pretty well defended in this third base. And then this base is your fourth for free, and you can get that fourth a little bit later on, and it's not as easy for the Protoss player to scout when you're actually getting that. And they can't just send, like, if you're taking a fourth base down here or down here, they could just send 4 zealots and you have to go and clean it up. But they actually have to send a shuttle to go and deal with this, which is an advantage to having that base kind of tucked away back there. Protoss, of course, is going to get their tucked base pretty easily as well. Now you're going to have to go drop or Midas to have any chance of dealing damage to that base. Otherwise, you're just going to have to deal with a 4 base Protoss. There's no real choice. Ooh, Hydra's Den is here, and he's actually killed all of the zealots out here on the map, and he's killed the probe as well. So JAEDONG actually hiding this pretty well, and it looks like he's gone for that speedling Hydra bust that's been so popular lately. It's really come into its own here in this meta. The lings are going to be here to defend. It's really more popular against a gateway first, because you get the lings to really fight the zealots on even footing and push them back, and then you're going to use the Lings to push the Zealots and kind of contain the Zealots. For example, you send the Lings here, and then you run up right up next to the wall, and the Zealots can't get on top of the Hydras while they're killing the cannons. So he's actually throwing down a bunch more cannons now, kind of realizing what's going on. I'm not sure what tipped him off, but now that the Hydras are in range here of the gateway, now he knows for sure. Maybe he was just going to cancel these cannons if no Hydras ended up arriving, but this is pretty good sussing out by Rain, figuring this out. Now the Corsair is here, but if he had just started building cannons right now, as the Corsair arrived here in the natural, he would be dead, 100%, but maybe he can hold on from here. Maybe. We'll see. He's probably going to lose his Forge, though. Nearly 100%, and you got to be very careful here as Rain. You do not want to be losing these Zealots. You're going to need them for the upcoming attack to hold on against that. Drones popping out here, and looks like Rain is going to spot that. So maybe he does want to come out now with the Zealots, try to push this away, try to buy a little time for this to finish. It's pretty far from finishing, so I guess he'll just end up canceling and building another. Yeah, there it is. The cancel goes down, double Forge here in the main. It makes sense. Rain just going to cut his losses there. And with only 4 cannons being built, I mean, this is not an overcommitment here to the defense. He's got to be very careful, though, watching with his Corsair, constantly making sure that there's no more Hydras being produced. Because if there was, like, you know, 6 more Hydras suddenly arrived here, you could just break this pretty darn easily. And the rallies, you could rally forward with Lings just to make it that much quicker to rally up and get more damage going to break through here. But he's not going to be doing that. He's just going to be droning up at home, going into 6-hatch Hydra, and we're going to get to a normal game from here. This is a relatively normal opener. I really thought it was going to be that Ling, Speed Ling Hydralisk bust, but it appears to be just a pure fake Hydralisk bust here into a 6-hatch Hydra play-in. JAEDONG is going to be able to pump out an enormous number of units. He's got Lings spread just about everywhere. And a third base going to come up here for our man Rain. I just kind of moving to the side. I don't know. I guess he's checking to make sure that there's no Templar coming with this, or he's just protecting this Overload, I guess. Looks like the Zealots are going to run right up into the natural. And wait, where are all the Hydras here for JAEDONG? JAEDONG not having many Hydras right now. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. He's going to start to lose some drones here in the natural, taking the fight over towards this third base, but losing a lot of drones here in the natural right now, and the main base as well. Fighting with the drones is JAEDONG. He's losing so much, down to just 36 drones here. Maybe doing a little bit too much dronage at this time. And looks like Rain gonna run away from this. Oh, just barely saves that Hydra. These Hydras are gonna clean up all of the Zealots back here. And this is actually not as bad as I thought, but this is still a lot of damage. You know, we've got 50 probes now to the 37 workers of JAEDONG. That was not, that's not the way to do it, guys. You really do need to build up some Hydralisk numbers before the move out here from your Protoss opponent. I guess he wasn't expecting that he would be able to get, you know, 4 gates and just pump that many Zealots as quickly as he did, but he only made 4 cannons, right? So he did get those gateways out pretty darn quick, and he went for a Dark Archon here, which is interesting. Dark Archon with Maelstrom. I guess that's because he didn't build many Corsairs. He's only got 1 Corsair, so he's a little bit afraid, seeing that there is a Spire here, that he may be under some threats from a Mutalisk transition, but that's not going to be the case. We're just going straight into Lurker. And if you know, Protoss can get this base really nice and easy, but if you get a Lurker contain here at the front, it can be very, very hard to break. This is a wide area here, and you can spread that out really, really wide. And have to come through this pretty tight location here to get out onto the map. I think that Rain can probably break out, but we've also got drops coming in right now, so maybe he wants to do something like a drop into the back here while setting up this containment as well. That'll force everything back into this main base, or into this third base here. Or he could also drop into the main as well. Dropping into the main would force everything back, and then you can really set up this contain here at the front in the meantime. Lurkers here being built. Oh, maybe he wants to go for a lurker drop behind here. Drop lurkers here and drop lurkers in the main, or drop lurkers somewhere around here at the same time. Not really going to be worth it to drop lurkers back here. There's a few too many cannons around. We'll see where he decides to go with this. Okay, we've got a ton of Hydras loaded up. He's going for this drop. Here we go. JAEDONG gonna land a ton of Hydras here. He does need to focus down this High Templar as quickly as possible. Big storm going down, but it's actually not on a lot of these Hydras. A lot of the Hydras are saved from that storm. Lurkers here at the front gonna be forcing back any sort of counterattack as the third base goes down. Rain just gonna decide, you know what, we're going for it. We're gonna push across the map. I kind of like this decision. A lot of the Hydras are trapped back here. I guess they can get behind and start to stop this mining, but really JAEDONG, he's panicking right now. He needs to stop this push from coming across the map and just killing him outright. Looks like some lurkers back here behind the natural, gonna force Rain onto one base. So if JAEDONG can survive this, he's going to be in a decent spot. He needs to kill this observer, though. This observer is so important. Ooh, the last of the lurkers goes down. Oh, he runs back into the storm there. Not the greatest move by JAEDONG. Forcing him back, killing another couple of Templar, and even killing the Dark Archon. Big, big plays here for JAEDONG. JAEDONG surviving that kind of imminent attack there. Had he missed a single beat with his macro during that attack, he probably would have lost the game just now. Now Lurkers getting some good spines here, but the Zealots do jump on top of them first, picking off those Lurkers, and they're going to go to town on these Hydras back here. Looks like he will be able to clean all of this up, and maybe he can resecure this space, but I'd more likely see him take this space right here. He's probably going to want to just position his army out here in the front and try to take a third over in this spot right now. We don't have a fourth base just yet for JAEDONG, so as long as ranking the third up before his natural and main clear out, then I think he's going to be fine. Not the greatest micro here from JAEDONG, but he's got kind of an overwhelming number of units coming from multiple angles here, picking off the storms, picking off the Templar at the end of this fight, forcing everything back. Rain here is struggling right now. He really needs to get a strong ball of units here to actually defend, because there's going to be a big wave of Lurker, Hydra, and Ling coming forward here pretty darn soon. We're not letting off the gas pedal right now for JAEDONG. JAEDONG sticking on this layer tech, going for drops, and getting out a ton of Lurkers. See if he's got +2 yet. Yeah, he does. There's the fourth base. Oh, that's such an interesting fourth, actually. That is really cool. Does he have another drone in there? No, he doesn't. So he just drops a drone. Gonna take a hidden base here. I wouldn't be like, it would be cool to drop a second drone and take another hidden base down there at 6 o'clock as well, because you know that there's no Corsair anymore. So the Corsair is not going to be flying around the map. You're going to be keeping your observers mostly with the army or over, you know, near the bases of JAEDONG, but you probably won't be scouting 6 o'clock with an observer at this point. So I think that's that would be really interesting if he was just dropping all around, taking all the island bases. But for now, he's just going to kind of sit back here, try to get this base up. Do we have a Queen's Nest? No, we do not. We're just going to focus on layer tech still for JAEDONG, and that might come to bite him in the butt here in the future, because you do eventually need to get into those further higher tiers of tech. It is really important to get into that eventually. Oh, flank of Hydras here, looking for some kills. Does force a storm, and it actually kills one of the observers. I don't know if he got any Templar there. Drop in the back once again, going after this mineral line here with a lurker and quite a few Hydras. Hitting this this back area, being super annoying for Rain to deal with. It's so hard to get behind these mineral patches here to like bring your army back and deal with this. You really need to maybe make a Reaver or something like that. Reaver would probably be pretty strong here. Zealots are going to kind of be funneled through right now, and looks like he's transferring most of his workers over here to the third base, so he's still okay, honestly. You can fight two base mining Protoss versus 3 base mining Zerg. It's no big deal. We don't really have that many drones over here just yet, so you know, we don't have that 4th base operational for now. He hasn't lost that many probes. Nice storm there, just getting rid of that. Probably just needs to build a few more cannons back here. Most likely going to do that here after these lurkers have been cleared. Might actually end up getting a lot of kills on these overlords. I can tell you, dropping can be a double-edged sword for Zerg in more ways than one, right? Because you lose your overlords as well. You lose a lot of your supply when you drop, and it gets cleaned up. Setting up this lurker contain here. JAEDONG's pulled all the lurkers from back on the defense up here to the front. This is a interesting gambit here by JAEDONG. He's gonna cut off the space between the natural here and the third, which can be a really good move. Getting in between here, then you can start to push in and try to take this base over, or you can you just make a position where the Protoss has to run into your lurkers, and that's really what you want to do. You don't want to be running your lurkers up against the Protoss army. It's much better to have them come to you. So defender's advantage here. He's gonna force everything back. Wow, big flood of links coming in here, but I think that Rain will crack this position, coming in from the left hand side as well as the right, hitting this from 2 angles. Gonna be able to crack through pretty much no problem here. More lurkers though coming forward, and this is what I was saying you don't want to be doing, is running your lurkers into the Protoss army. They are dealing with a lot of these zealots, but overall the lurkers getting cleaned up pretty darn efficiently here. And what does JAEDONG have behind this? What does he have back home to defend? He's got another few lurkers popping out here, but he doesn't have much gas to work with. Really needs to get that 3rd gas, or 4th gas online, excuse me, and it will be thrown down now. JAEDONG hanging on by a thread at the moment, as his base in the bottom left probably going to end up getting taken out. Archon here. Couple Archons. This is a 5th base actually for JAEDONG, so really we need to send those zealots down right now. 4 or 5 zealots is a good base killing force here. And look at that, he picks up all his drones into the Overlord. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Drones go up into the Overlord, and they will be dropped back here at the actual 4th base. The 5th base will end up getting taken out. So really important that he managed to take it. What? Nexus here in the center of the map. That's not what I was expecting. Holy. This is getting interesting. All right, we've got a Queen's Nest coming up here for JAEDONG as well. He is going to eventually get into that late game tech, but he is falling behind in those upgrades. He doesn't have +2 armor just yet, whereas +2 armor is done for the Protoss. Some Hydras coming down here. They're actually looking for those Zealots, I think, or maybe heading down here to the bottom right to try and clean up an expansion. But little does he know, the expansion right here are going to be taken, which is pretty crazy. I don't think you can take this base right now as JAEDONG, because you will get stormed over the wall. Oh boy, I think that Rain gonna find out about this one in the center left now. This is bad news bears for JAEDONG, because he doesn't have these sunkens done yet. He's only got 1 sunken about to finish up, and you can storm over this wall. Storming over this wall is no big deal. You can hit these drones. Where's the storm? I don't see it. Okay, he needs the observer back here so he can actually throw down the storm, but the drones have been pulled. Gonna lose a Dragoon here. Oh, looks like he came through, killed a couple of cannons, but just gonna back away with those Hydras there. Spots that base up at the 12 o'clock as well. Oh, Lurker drop over here. A lot going on in this map right now. Lurker drop there. Hydralisk attack here. We've got some storms getting thrown down. Looks like he got a few kills there. Not too many, though. Still a lot of drones over there at that base. He is going to keep some Scourge over here so that maybe he can snipe observers as they come over, and then there won't be any storms over that wall. Really hitting from the side here again and again. JAEDONG being super annoying with this small group of Hydras on that side. Lings running through. He's looking to catch reinforcing Templar and the like. A lot of Lurker Ling here ready to fight now. And Rain is ready to go as well. Pushing forward. He's going to get on top of these rallies if JAEDONG's not careful. JAEDONG going to throw down more Lurkers here. But they're dying pretty darn quick. Storm's getting thrown down on them as well. Going very, very low in the HP are those Lurkers. Storm plus 1 Dragoon hit will kill a Lurker. Looks like this has been driven away. Must have been killed there. I don't see the Lurkers inside that at this moment. Coming up here on the left-hand side, a small group of Hydras just going to fight until the Lings have dispersed. Till they've all been killed, and Adrenal is finally going to be coming up here soon. We do have another Evo chamber, but we have yet to see a Defiler's mound just yet. Nice dodge there, and a nice pick off on the Observer as well. Running forward once again, he's going to try and get on top of this base, but not able to harass it, not able to kill this Nexus, only taking a bit of the shields off of that. So every time Rain moves slightly out of position here to storm these mineral patches, immediately JAEDONG going to come in for a little counterattack. Now coming up here to the 12 o'clock, this is going to be a big, unless he moves his drones right now. Okay, he does lose a few drones. I think it was about 3 to 4 drones there getting killed on those patches. But again, keeping mining going here. I thought that this was going to be untenable, but I guess JAEDONG can make it happen if he's quick enough to pull his drones away, and he's going to be sniping Observers over and over again. I guess there's a potential, there's a possibility that he could hold on to that. Now with a little skirmishing force down here in the bottom right, going to be able to hold back the expansionary efforts here of Rain. Meanwhile, a drop back here, it looks like, got sent in. He's trying to deal with this this base back here as efficiently as possible. We're going to send some Lings to help out. This one sunken, I think, plus these Lings should be able to hold everything. A lot of drones did go down back here, though. Looks like the base will be saved, but again, coming forward to storm these drones over on this side once more, and dropping back here now as well. It needs to bring the Lings to bear here. Deal with this Archon. Ooh, great storm there, getting rid of that Archon. Firing over the wall here. He may be able to kill this base. Looks like Lurkers down here in the bottom right killing that base as well. But this is actually more impactful here. Killing this base is huge. Looks like he's going to surround and I think finish off that Archon. 2 more Sunkens will be built. Doesn't have any Sunkens over here just yet. Another Protoss shuttle going to come in. Oh, these Scourge are so close to actually aggroing. There we go. They did aggro. Oh, one did aggro. That's funny. The other one not going to aggro. And maybe the shuttle will survive. Are you kidding me? That actually lived. That is crazy to me. But the Zealots will be cleaned up. More drones will be sent to occupy this space, to mine at this location. Still building up his forces here over towards the center. Rain storming over this wall once again, shutting down some of the mining here for JAEDONG. JAEDONG really having a struggle taking these bases right now and keeping them alive and keeping them mining. He's going to send some more Hydras down here, I think, to try and clean this up. Oh, oh, it gets it. Nice. That Lurker getting the double kill there at the end of the day, cleaning that up. One Observer going to be picked off here. You really do start to feel it here as the Protoss losing that many Observers. In the middle of the map is going to mine out. Main and Natural are mined out. Third base is getting close as well. Rain really needs another base here. He's doing a great job of kind of slowing down the mining of JAEDONG, but JAEDONG is still alive. He's still mining here on 2 bases to just the one of Rain. And it's about to be 0 here if he can't actually get another base in the bottom right here pretty soon. Fights in the middle of the map. The army's getting smaller and smaller. Ooh, another great storm there. 11 kills on this Templar. 3 on that Templar. More and more drones being killed off here. Lurker's gonna shove forward. We're getting to like a low money situation now, guys. This is getting really really hard for both sides. Drone comes down to the bottom left. He's gonna try and take his half of the map. And if he can get down here with the Lurkers, you know, this is a hard situation, guys, for the Zerg. you have to keep on pulling away your drones here. Don't allow storms to come over these walls. Plus, you need to get down here and defend here with lurkers. Plus, you need to defend here with lurkers because you can't allow your main base to go down. And you can't allow this to go down because that's a lot of your production. So there's so many places to defend here right now for JAEDONG. And really, as soon as this is gone, all Rain needs to defend is up here, his natural, and this space right here. That's really the only spaces he actually needs to defend. Some Lings coming down here. They're looking for some kills on some Templar. Looks like they're going to get one. Yes, one Templar does go down, but a great storm and some good dodging technique there from Rain, keeping most of that alive. Looks like some Zealots have been brought back here, but a drop from JAEDONG actually dealing with these Zealots pretty well. Looks like he's just barely going to be able to kill off this last Zealot, but more are going to be sent back. Real shame that he didn't kill that shuttle when he had the chance over here. Wasn't paying attention at that moment, I guess, but that shuttle being a little bit annoying. Of course, the drops even more annoying here for Rain to deal with, but we've got no drone down here. We've got no base down here, and Rain is actually heading over there to preempt any base being set up in that location. Going to send all the lurkers down. It's a gambit here from JAEDONG. He needs to send enough to defend over here, but he still needs to keep enough back here to avoid a counterattack being deadly to his main base. So he really does have to split his forces very, very mindfully, and he needs to react to wherever Rain decides to send his army, which is getting very, very high on the Archon count. You know, a lot of these guys are going to be mining out here soon, but you've still got some gas income, and that's going to give you quite a lot of Templar, the availability of a lot of Templar coming forward here. He's going to try and break. You know, we sent a lot of lurkers down here, and there's not enough back at home to defend. This is exactly what I was talking about. The fears here have come true. JAEDONG not enough at the natural to defend. He's just making 2 Hydras and 8 Lings. That's all he can afford right now. And all of his defenses have been cleared up. Looks like his lurkers thought about moving out there, but he really needs to hold this base down in the bottom left. He's got to spread out his lurkers a little bit better than this as well. Archon's making their way down here. Is he actually going to come and try to take this fight? Oh, it looked like he wanted to take this base actually, but thinks better of it. Gonna instead gather his forces completely here and get ready for this next fight. Coming forward, we have one observer here. A snipe on an observer in this type of situation can mean the difference between a win and a loss. We've only got one observer right now with this army and a few lurkers defending. Looks like everything's gonna get over here. I think you just cancel. You really should just cancel all of these. You're so low on money right now as a Zerg player. You need these not to just pop out and die immediately. Lurkers here doing a good job of holding off. Yeah, let this go and just rely on your 3 hatches here and this hatch. You've got 4 hatches to continue. Oh, he GG'd. No. JAEDONG taps out. Oh, man. Losing this, I guess it's a big blow, but I really feel like JAEDONG probably could have held in there. Maybe deal some drops here. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. Rain's got this entire bottom right. You're still mining here. You're still mining here. You've got this base. You've got this defensive position. 4 hatches here. There's a 5th. There's a 6th. You've still got 6 hatches worth of production. But yeah, it was getting pretty deadly. This is tough. This is tough to call, guys. I feel like JAEDONG should have held in there, but I guess he was feeling like this was gonna go to such a long position, such a long match, that it really wasn't gonna be worth his time, I guess. You know, these type of situations where you actually end up splitting the map in half, where Zerg takes this bottom corner and Rain takes all of this. You're fighting over like this base right here, and of course Rain's gonna get this as well. It gets so filthy in the very latest parts of the game. Maybe he was afraid he was gonna lose his main as well. I think he might have been able to break through there with what Rain has right now. I don't know if it's possible. You build a few more lurkers out. You know, you get really defensive here. I think he might have been able to hold on, but anyways, guys, that's it for this game. It was a down and dirty ZVP between JAEDONG and Rain. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.